Hey y'all, today I'm going to be taking the political compass test. Um, so if you guys are interested in my opinions on issues, that's what we're going to be doing here today. If I had to guess, I'd probably go, that'll be probably more towards the bottom, maybe slightly towards the left. But we'll see. We'll see where I go. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. I'll agree with that. I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. I'll strongly disagree. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. I'll strongly disagree with that. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Strongly disagree. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I guess I'll agree. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. I'm going to disagree. There's now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. I'll agree. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. I'll agree with that. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. That's a tough one. I think probably controlling unemployment is more important. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. I'll strongly agree with that. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. I'm going to disagree with that. The freer the market, the freer the people. Now, free market. I believe in a free market with one exception, and that is that we need to regulate monopolies, right? So I'll press agree, but not strongly agree. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. I'll disagree. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. I'll disagree. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. I'll put agree. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Sometimes, I guess. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. I'll disagree. The rich are too highly taxed? Probably not. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. That is a tough one. But cuz I don't want to agree with that. But it kind of makes sense. I'm not going to strongly either way. I guess not. Governments should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Strongly agree. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Strongly agree. Abortion, when the woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. I'll disagree. All authority should be questioned. Strongly agree. Eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Strongly disagree. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. I'll disagree. I think museums are important. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. I think, no. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. Strongly disagree. That's like the big thing of our country. We're a melting pot, right? We're super integrated. Like that is a core aspect of our country. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. I'm going to strongly disagree. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. I'll agree. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. As far as marijuana goes, I think there are definitely worse drugs that are currently legal. So all should not be a criminal offense. I'll agree. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. I don't think so. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. Strongly disagree. I am not pro-eugenics, turns out. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. Strongly disagree. There are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures. I think there are more civilized cultures. Hot take. Like, there are cultures that will, like, sacrifice people, you know? And I don't think that's right. So I'll disagree with that. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. I'll agree. When you're troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. I'll agree with that. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. Strongly disagree. What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us. Strongly disagree. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. I'll disagree with that. I think it's important to have publicly funded things. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. I'll agree with that. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system. Strongly disagree. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Strongly disagree. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. I'm going to disagree. I'm pretty anti-death penalty. I don't think the government should be able to decide who they kill. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. I mean, in an ideal world, it wouldn't be like that. But unfortunately, I do think it needs to be that way. So I guess I'll agree. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. I'm gonna disagree. I think art is any expression of free will. So, I think even if it's abstract and doesn't represent anything, it's still art. Or I guess I'll strongly disagree. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. I'm going to disagree with that. It's a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. Some criminals? Yeah, absolutely. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Is there a neutral option? Because I think these are all vital uh, important, incredibly important roles in society. I guess I'll agree. I don't know. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. Strongly disagree. Almost all politicians promise economic growth, but we should heed the warnings of climate science that growth is detrimental to our efforts to curb global warming. I don't think economic growth, inherently causes global warming, right? Like, there are definitely ways to grow the economy without harming the environment. So, I'm going to disagree with that. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. I guess I'll disagree. Astrology accurately explains many things. Strongly disagree. You cannot be moral without being religious. Strongly disagree. Charity is better than social security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. Strongly disagree. Some people are naturally unlucky. Strongly disagree. It is important that my child's school instills religious values. Strongly disagree. Alright, we're at the last little bit. Sex outside of marriage is usually immoral. Strongly disagree. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from possibility of child adoption. Strongly agree. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal. I'll agree. What goes on in private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. Strongly agree. No one can feel naturally homosexual. Strongly disagree. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. I'll agree. I'll disagree. Alright, let's see. Where am I? Alright. So, we don't have any examples in the lib left. But here's Uruguay and Switzerland, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, China, North Korea. So, I think the United States would be, like, right around here. I think, like, maybe Joe Biden would be, like, somewhere here. Donald Trump maybe over here. I think I'll be, like, right around here. Yeah, I was a little more left-leaning than I thought, but yeah, I was pretty close. So yeah, that is my results. So, I'll see y'all tomorrow.